Somebody asked me to explain how Netflix and Twitter are getting involved in the canceling of cancel culture. Okay, the short answer to that is Dave Chapelle. Dave Chapelle, a great stand-up comedian, signed a deal with Netflix to distribute, I think, 5 of his shows. So he was going to do shows and then Netflix was going to air them, distribute them. His first special, which was Sticks and Stones, was a very controversial one because he sort of defended Louis C.K., who was at that time getting sued for doing something sexual in front of the public, and then also Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, and he also made a lot of jokes about the LGBTQ community. So the LGBTQ plus community felt like you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't be saying those things against us. So now the finals, the nail on the coffin, so to speak, happened in his last special, the last special he aired, which is titled The Closer. In there, he went very hard against the LGBTQ community. And a lot of the employees of Netflix felt offended by the things that he said in that special, and they staged a walkout, and they also demanded that Netflix cancel those shows and basically not air Dave Chappelle. So when the walkout happened, Netflix didn't do anything. But several weeks after this, the CEO of Netflix actually responded via a memo and said that anybody in Netflix may be assigned to work on a project but that may not be consistent with their values. And if they refuse, if they can't work on that, then maybe Netflix is not the right place for them. So that they said that they are, as an entertainment company and as a content company, it is their job to put the materials out there, but it will be the prerogative, it will be the audience choice, the viewer's choice, whether or not they want to watch or support a certain material. They will not make that decision for the audience or for their viewers. And that was considered such a huge hit to the woke and cancel culture, because now you have a huge company saying that no, we're not going to relent to those requests, we're not going to cancel people, we're not going to edit people just because their views are different from yours. If you don't want to work on this, then go ahead and leave. That's what the company is saying. So after that, 2 more important events happened. One, Chris Rock was slapped by Will Smith during his bit in the Oscars. The second was that Dave Chappelle himself was also attacked on stage when he was doing his bit in the Hollywood Bowl. Now, many took that as now the hit against the stand-up comedians are getting personal. You're actually physically hurting us. And so many stand-up comedians are now saying, you can't do that. This is our craft, and if you don't want to listen to what we're saying, you don't have to listen. Just don't listen. Don't pay the tickets so that you can come to our shows. You already know the kinds of jokes that we're doing. If you don't want to listen, then don't listen. So many of them are now starting to push back. So many people are saying that could be the beginning of the other people now pushing back against the woke and the cancel culture. Now people are more concerned about just the freedom. They're reclaiming their freedom to talk, to say what they want to say, even if it is not consistent with the values of other people. So that's why people are saying this is when the cancel culture or the woke culture is going to end. Whether or not they are right, I don't know. I do know that woke and cancel culture only exists on Twitter and a few other social media. If you go to other parts of the US, no, they really concern themselves. They're not really concerned with it. So okay, so but I do hope that now you understand what that entire situation is all about. Now, what is it? What can what can Asians learn about it? As you know, I always say that Asia is not a monolith. We're composed of different countries with different religion, different culture, different paradigms and stuff. So I don't know for other countries, for other Asian countries. I do know for the Philippines that the one important lesson that we should learn is to respect everybody's freedom to talk, even if freedom to express their views, for as long as it does not call for physical harm against another person or for a crime to be committed, for abuse, stuff like that. Then we should respect other people's right to express themselves. Your freedom and right to express yourself is just as important as the freedom and the right to express other people's freedom and right to express themselves. So we should respect that. Second is that it is not good to pattern our culture, our social paradigm, our trends with that of America. This is a different country. They have they're in a different state, in a different stage in their economy and their society. Their history, their sensibilities, their priorities are different. Remember, this is a first world country. They have their education system, their food system, their voting system, their healthcare system down. It's not perfect, but it's way better than ours. While we in the Philippines are still dealing with famine, lack of education, our justice system does not work, all of those basic stuff. Let's deal with those first, and then once we have all of that down, then let's go to first world problems. But let's not act first world because we aren't there yet. And by that, when I say that, I'm not demeaning anybody. I'm just saying we have basic problems to pay attention to. Let's pay attention to the problems that we need to pay attention to, and then we graduate to discussing pronouns and stuff. Okay. All right, but I do hope that now now you understand what this is all about.